So now that we know about this private and public and why we should use private, the next logical question is, well, how do we actually set these variables? So, well, we can do that with a method. So we can say public void set name. Oh, we actually want to take in a string, new name. And so now all we do is when this method is called, passing in a name, we just go ahead and set that name. So we just say this dot name is equal to new name. Now a couple of things that you'll notice is, well, set name is never used. Fine, we know that. This qualifier this dot is redundant. You don't actually have to say this dot. So this just means that this instance of this class. That's all it means. And since we have name up here and name down there, and they're both the same case, we don't have to do that. I am going to try to always put this just because that is what I'm used to. And in fact, you do need to use this in some instances. So let's say that I put name is equal to new name. Everything works fine. Let's create a new one to get the value. Public, let's see, do I want void? I'll go ahead and return a string. String get name, return name. All right, so I'm returning the name there. So I have my getter here. It's also known as getter, and this is my setter. So let's go ahead and call those. So novo dot, and notice I have two new methods here that I can access. Set name. This needs a string, and if I hover over this, needs a string new name, novo. And now I can go ahead and get this. So I can say console.writeLine. The dog's name is novo.getName. So I'm just calling that method there from the object novo. So now if I run this, I'm going to get, well, I still have this bark from up there, but notice I get the dog's name is novo because I'm setting the name here and I'm getting the name here. So notice I didn't use this. Now, when I wrote this, I specifically said new name up there. What if I said name? And I say name here. So now name, assignment made to same variable. Did you mean to assign something else? This is saying, okay, this name here inside of this method is known as name. This method doesn't necessarily know about this name there. I mean, it knows about it, but we said, okay, inside of this method, the parameter is going to be known as name. And so here, if we want to access this member field there, or member variable, this is where we put this. And notice that now we're saying that this name, this dot name, is equal to the name which is passed in. So without changing anything else, I'm leaving this at the get, I'm leaving this at the set, and I run this, I will still get out the dog's name is Novo. And in fact here, I could say this dot, and I will get the exact same. It is actually redundant here because, well, get doesn't take in any parameters, so the only name that it knows of is that name up there. But it is habit to just say this dot name or this dot whatever variable it is. So when you create your setters, if you use the same value up there that you use for the private variable, you have to make sure you say this dot that is equal to that. So that is why I have this dot.